Hey Blades fans, welcome back to Hertz Arena and another Florida Everblades pregame show. I'm Hannah Jo Groves alongside Jake Maurice. Jake, our Blades got back from their last regular season road series against the Savannah Ghost Pirates. Last game was a little bit of a disappointment, but that's not the game I want to start out talking about, okay? I want to talk about Friday night's game because it involved a goalie fight. It also involved an insane comeback, which Isaac Nurse, in the last 2.5 seconds of the game, got the game winner.
Moved over to the left side, into the middle. Nurse has the chance. In shot, scores! 2.5 seconds left to go. A heartbreaker from Isaac Nurse. And the Blades are going to get this win in regulation. 5-4 the score. Florida out front.
And it was just crazy. I saw all the highlights and I couldn't believe my eyes. Jake, what was your impression of Friday night's game?
No, it's just absolutely insane, right? They're down 4-1 in the third. Looks like Savannah is just going to coast through the rest of the game and take the win. And then Will Cranley goes across the ice to fight former Everblade Evan Cormier, and that really got the guys going. They get a shorthanded goal not long after, and from there they just kept building off it, kept building energy. And sure, it looked like we were going to go into overtime and then try for the win. Nope, not even needed. Isaac Nurse scoring in the last second on the final shot of the game. Just an amazing win for the Blades. A team that has more comeback wins than anyone else this year. That one, the best yet.
That's one that I hope they can remember. If in the future they get down, they can remember that even if it takes the last 2 seconds of the game.
Will Cranley's going across the ice and we're good to go.
Was that one of those situations where that moment, do you think, kind of lit a fire under the Everblades?
For sure, yeah. You could just see it from the guys, the way they came out on the ice after all the penalties and all that got sorted out. They loved seeing that from their backup going out there to challenge Cormier.
Another exciting thing that happened on Friday night was Harrison Israel's got his first professional goal, and Camille got to talk to him, so let's take a look.
All right, Harrison, how have you been gelling with your line mates? What's the team chemistry been like?
I think the last few games we've been just kind of short numbers with, just different injuries and stuff, so it's been good kind of playing with a few different guys out there, so just trying to kind of seeing what everyone's like, obviously coming in to the team just a week and a bit ago. It's interesting to see everyone's skill sets and stuff, so it's been a lot of different line combos, but I'm just happy to kind of see what the guys are like and how they're playing.
3 games before playoffs, what's the mentality like? Are you more fired up heading into tonight?
Yeah, I think our team's pretty juiced. Everyone here has a goal in mind of winning their 4th straight championship. So I think everyone's mentality right now is just to keep building and keep getting better, so that come next Friday we're at our best selves. What
aspect of your individual game are you looking to show tonight?
I think just my skating. I think the biggest thing is my speed, and that's kind of how if I'm not skating fast and moving my feet, usually my game's not too good. So I got to make sure that I'm always moving out there and just kind of being a horse on both ends of the ice.
I kind of skipped over it earlier. We do have to talk about on Saturday night, the Blades got shut out 3-0 from the Savannah Ghost Pirates. Tell me where you saw the Blades struggle on Saturday.
Well, first off, you're coming off a huge emotional win, and Savannah's coming off a very brutal loss in front of their crowd. So you knew they were going to be bouncing back big time. And then they kind of got, not nearly the same level as a goalie fight, but they got a couple rookies scoring their first ever goals, which that always gets the group going, seeing some guys pot their first markers in the pros. And Florida, they had 7 power plays, couldn't score. The chances were there. Just Keith Kincaid played really well, and it was sort of like a lighter version of Friday, where Savannah got the big play for the Energy, getting a late rookie rookie defenseman to score his first goal.
Yeah.
And then from there, they kind of just used that energy with their crowd, and this time did not give the Blades anything to latch onto.
Not this time. Okay, so the good news is we start a fresh series today. It is our last regular season home series against the Atlanta Gladiators, and it's been a while since we've played this team. Jake, can you kind of tell Blades fans what to expect from the Gladiators?
Well, it's tough because it's been so long, right? We saw them here in the first home week of the season when we raised the Kelly Cup banner.
Yep.
We saw them a couple road games in November, last one November 14th, and we haven't seen them since. So it's a very different team than the one that we saw back in November. They're missing the playoffs for a 3rd consecutive season. It's another disappointing year for the Gladiators, and they're just kind of waiting to finish out the season, right? They end the season on the road. They had their big home finish on Sunday. So, they're still going to play hard. Guys are playing for contracts, for opportunities next season, right?
Yeah.
To try, whether it's with Atlanta or another team, to show their value. So you can't take them lightly at all. But it is just a game for the Everblades this week all 3 games really is just really tuning up for the playoffs.
Sure, and we want to boost morale too. So with that in mind, Jake, can you give us the direct effect marketing 3 keys of the game?
Well, the power play needs to be going good to get ready for the playoffs, right? 0 for 7 on Saturday was tough, and you want to be going in with both your special teams, but particularly with the man advantage, feeling good about your group, because special teams can win or lose you a series. Second off, discipline the Blades tonight, playing a little shorthanded. Alex Kyle serving a 1-game suspension from his actions on Friday.
Yep.
So he's going to be out tonight. That means it's a little shorthanded. You don't want anyone else to risk getting suspended or injured. The Blades are pretty banged up right now.
Right.
Some guys sitting out to heal up for next week for game 1.
Yep.
Getting undisciplined, getting into scrums you don't need to, that just won't lead to anything good this week.
Right.
And then finally getting towards the front of the net. When you're looking at winning this game tonight, Atlanta, they're a team with 2 good goaltenders. You want to get in tight on them, force them to make tough saves through traffic, get rebounds, and get pucks into the net right in the dirty areas.
Going back to the power play, Jake, I'm wondering if it's just become so much of a thing that it's in all of their minds to where even if it might not be that difficult, it has become such a mental hurdle that they can't get over. Is there something specific that you see in the power play that could be improved specifically?
I wouldn't necessarily say that. Well, first off, getting some guys back will help, right?
Yeah,
the Blades, when you had Alex Kyle and Carson Gusevich and Oliver Chow all not playing on Saturday, that's a big chunk of your power play offense that's just not there, and that affects the other guys that are out on the ice, having to learn with new players. So that's honestly the biggest thing. And then I think just potting a couple goals. Power play is so built on confidence that when it's rolling, we've seen it this season. The Blades will stack together game after game after game where they're getting 1, then 2 power play goals, then another one, then another pair, then another pair. But then the same thing is true on the inverse. When you go for cold stretches, your power play isn't showing up. It just keeps going and going. So it's really, that's why it's important this week to get it going. Because you don't want to go into next week with a nice full power play.
I'm with you, and the Blades fans are with you too. Well, I want to let you know we are auctioning off our Pink in the Rink jerseys on the Dash app. That started today, and it will end this weekend. It is benefiting the Cancer Alliance of Naples, and trust me, you guys are really going to want these jerseys. The players are going to wear them on Saturday night for Fan Appreciation Night, and they look really cool. So go ahead and put your bid in as soon as you can. You can also do the buy now option if you have a player's jersey that you really want to make sure that you get. So go ahead and check that Dash app and get your jersey. And with that, Jake, it's time for warm-ups, and then it's the Atlanta Gladiators versus your Florida Everblades, and we'll see you there.